It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Very festive. Let's
go. It's week 16 in the NFL. What are your top storylines this week?
I like that the NFL plays on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I mean, Christmas is fun enough, but now you don't have to talk to your relatives as much. NFL's on. And so some great games this weekend, right? Yeah, and some good games. I mean, you got Cowboys, Dolphins. Could be one of the most high-scoring games of the year.
Yeah.
Both teams really needing a show-me victory. They've had some disappointments against better opponents, so I think this is a big game for both of them.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve night, when Santa's coming, we may have a snow game. Maybe a white Christmas. There's no other reason to watch Patriots and Broncos, but maybe we watch a snow game, which is always fun in Denver.
Unless you have the Denver defense, like some of us in fantasy football, then we'll be watching that, of course.
Okay, well, you tune in because I think you're in good shape.
I hope so.
And then you have Monday night, 3 games on Christmas Day. The Monday nighter, of course, may be the game of the year in the NFL, and that's 49ers and Ravens.
Yeah.
Both 11-3. First time in 30 years that the 2 best teams in the NFL have met week 16 or later.
Could be a Super Bowl preview.
Could be Super Bowl preview. Last time it happened was Cowboys-Giants in 1993.
Yeah.
In the Emmitt Smith shoulder game, Cowboys want to win the Super Bowl, so Super Bowl preview.
That is a perfect transition for me, Richie. The Baltimore Ravens are underdogs on Christmas night.
Yeah.
Do you think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC, and why are they constantly overlooked this season?
Well, I don't know if they're constantly overlooked. That John Harbaugh, he likes to play that up. Like, it's us against the world. I'm like, dude, you're 11-3. It's not us against the world. But I do, first of all, they're playing the Niners, who are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
They've already dismantled the Cowboys and dismantled the Eagles, who are the best teams in the NFC. So now the AFC team comes in.
But don't forget about that 3-game losing streak.
You know what? You're right. Right now, that's mind-boggling. I think they could lose 3 games in a row. But one of the games is Cleveland. They missed 2 field goals. One at the end. Deebo Samuel missed 2 of those games. So it wasn't full-strength Niners. But the Ravens and the AFC have done it. I mean, they won 8 of 9. The one game they lost was to the Browns in the game they led 31-17 with like 10 minutes to go. So they've dominated the AFC. Now let's go up against the NFC's best. It's going to be fascinating.
I know, I cannot wait.
Underdogs.
Underdogs. You're right. The underdog mentality always wins, doesn't it? Travis Kelce is officially the commercial king. He can add it to his resume. He tops his teammate Patrick Mahomes, who came in the 2nd most seen commercials. And then there's Jake from State Farm, who's the number 3 guy on the list. What do we think about Travis Kelce? Obviously, he's so marketable right now.
Oh, yeah. I think Santa needs to skip his house. He's good. He doesn't need anything else for Christmas. He's got like a pretty good girlfriend, and he's got a good contract. He's an amazing player, Super Bowl rings, plural, and now he's got all these endorsements coming in. Yeah. You know, it's kind of unfair to say Taylor Swift made him because some of these commercials were already in the pipeline.
I think most
already
of them.
happening. Yeah, because you don't just say, oh my God, he's dating Taylor Swift, let's go do a bunch of commercials.
Right, they had already filmed them, but maybe they had changed their...
I'm sure it accelerated and made them more prominent, but you know, and there's that, you know, the fight between Swifties who say they made Travis Kelce, and Kelce is like, she's getting more airtime now at games. Yeah. It's been great for the league, I think, with her, and it certainly hadn't helped his image.
Yes, that's very true. Let's look ahead to 2024. The next year is approaching rapidly.
For some teams, it's already here.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Which of those teams that are already looking ahead are going to need a quarterback next season?
Okay, this is fast. Let's go through this. This is fascinating because if you're the New England Patriots, you've had your worst year in 30 seasons, but I think you're in good shape. Ooh. Hear me out. So let's go to the top. I think the top 10 in the draft next year. Number 1 is going to be the Panthers, but their pick goes to the Bears because of the Bryce Young trade last year. Do the Bears at 1 need a quarterback? They just drafted Justin Fields. Now, I know some people are already tired of him, but he's got the talent. Do you take another pick on top of Justin Fields? That's at number 1. Patriots are at number 2. We know they need a quarterback.
It's obvious.
Mac Jones has flopped out. Bailey Zappi, he's competent, but he's certainly not a starting quarterback. So they need one for sure. Then you got the Cardinals at 3. Kyler Murray just got a big contract. Do you dump him already? You go to number 4, Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Sam Howell. They're having a bad year, but he looks like he's the quarterback that you wouldn't just discard already.
Yeah, top 3 in passing yards.
Yeah, then you go to 5, and the Bears are on the clock with their own draft picks. So do they adjust the Fields again? Then you go 6-7. I mean, you got the Giants.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones has got a huge contract.
Right.
The Jets. There's a guy named Aaron Rodgers thinks he's coming back. 8 is the Chargers, Justin Herbert.
Right.
All the way down to 9 with Tennessee. Like, they got Will Levis they just drafted.
Right.
He's good. You may have to go from all the way to 10 in the Atlanta Falcons, who looks like they keep changing quarterbacks. I don't think Dustin Ritter is the guy for Arthur Smith, who may be fired. So, but they look like they need a quarterback. But clearly needing a quarterback is number 2 and number 10. So it's going to be crazy.
Not to mention, this is a great quarterbacks class.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Some of these teams are like, we have our quarterback, going to go, we get one maybe better. So it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, can't wait to see. Let's talk about the NFC conference. Who do you think is the best team in the conference right now?
Easy. I mean, if you don't know this, you haven't watched football, right? I mean, the Niners have they clubbed the Cowboys 42-10.
Right.
They went into Philly and stomped the Eagles, by 20 plus points. There's nobody close to the Niners in the NFC. When they're healthy and good, Deebo Samuel's playing right, they're not missing field goals. They're almost unbeatable. They're going to have 2 games at home. That's why we watch sports, because they're unpredictable, but it's difficult to imagine a Super Bowl without the Niners in it at this point.
Especially with McCaffrey.
Yeah.
As long as McCaffrey stays healthy, it's really hard to bet against the Niners. What about the worst team in the NFC?
It's trickier, isn't it? You'd think the Panthers, because they've only won 2 games, and they do have the worst offense. Rookie Bryce Young at quarterback's been miserable, and they have no weapons. But you know, I watched some Commanders football last week, and don't ask me why, I just stumbled on that game. They're barely competitive against the 7-7 mediocre Rams. And if you look at the point differential, minus 142 points, which is god-awful, exactly the same for the Panthers and the Commanders. So if they play,
it's a race for the bottom.
If they played a game, I'll let you report on it. And tell me how it went, because I ain't watching that.
Hard pass.